What's up, Steeler Nation, man? Welcome to, could say the latest, but I guess the first episode of the Steeler Report, the Terrible Towel Steeler Report of 2022, the off season. And I told you guys, man, I'm going to start doing a little more of this, a few more pieces of information I'll be featuring on the channel, just to give you guys some more content while there is no season. Most of you guys know me for Terrible Towel Tuesday. You know me for the Terrible Towel pregame show, as well as the Terrible Towel postgame show. Obviously, we can't do the pregame or the postgame, so I wanted to provide a little more content. Now, let me give you guys a disclaimer. I am not a reporter. Most of you guys know that. I am not a journalist. Most of you guys know that. This is not my day job. Most of you guys know that. So basically, the information that I will be giving to you guys are things that have been reported, may have been seen on other sites, but just to give a place for my family, you guys, to be able to hear the information and communicate and conversate amongst us, right? So that's all this is about. Any news or any information I feel that's worthy or thought-provoking, I'll start featuring some of these videos here, man, just so we have some more content here to chop up here on the channel. Now, first thing I'm going to talk about, obviously, you guys know how I do. My thumbnail usually in the title is the main, meat and potatoes of the video. We're going to get to Stefan Tuitt in just a moment. But the first thing I wanted to mention, man, if for you guys who saw Terrible Towel Tuesday last night, if you're seeing this on Wednesday, last night, January, let me check the date, January the 25th. On Terrible Towel Tuesday, you heard me talk about the Steelers or Mike Tomlin or whoever, interviewing some of these guys for the vacant defensive coordinator position. And let me rehash my position on that. What I mentioned last night is now I see that the Pittsburgh Steelers have sought out Patrick Graham, who's the other guy, Chris Richard, and I forget this other guy's name. Let me look at my notes here. Joe Witt Jr., okay? He's a defensive backs coach or secondaries coach or what have you for the Cowboys. Now, what I mentioned last night, there's one common theme that I see with all three of these applicants now. Last night, it was two. They're minorities, right? And why is that important? Well, we all know from the Rooney Rule, they're required, or teams are required, to interview at least two minority candidates for positions. I have no problem with that. Minorities should get the same opportunities as everyone else. But I also said last night that I hope that this is just not meeting a quota. So I feel a little bit better about it now, seeing that the Steelers have, they're seeking out three people, and I guess Terrell Austin would be the fourth, I guess. I mean, even though he's internal, I guess you still interview, I don't know. But I feel a little bit better about it now that it's beyond two, because the last thing I want to happen, even though the Rooneys are the ones who implemented this, this particular rule, I don't want it to be a situation where we're just trying to, meet a quota. Okay, let's let's interview two minority candidates, and then, we're going to do whatever we're going to do anyway. Hope it doesn't come down to that. So I feel a little bit better about it now that it's three guys, and also I'm a little optimistic about it. I would like to see an outside approach. I know we got the news about Mike Tomlin calling a defense and all of that, but, if they actually bring in an outside defensive coordinator, that gets me a little more optimistic as far as maybe we'll see some real change. Maybe Mike Tomlin will be willing to allow someone else to call plays. Of course, he will still have his hands and his imprint on it. But I'm actually starting to look at this thing as, okay, maybe they will hire an outside defensive coordinator. So interesting. But like I said, I just don't want it to become a situation where all they're doing is doing the requirement of interviewing at least two minority candidates. Hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope what they're doing is they're actually seeking a candidate for a defensive coordinator. And again, if Terrell Austin is the guy, cool. But I hope, at the core of the nature of these interviews, that they're actively looking for someone and they're just not trying to meet a mandate. All right, so that's my first position on that. And my first update to you guys now, there's three people, again, that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be looking at or have requested to interview for the vacancy at defensive coordinator. Now let's talk about Stefan Tuitt, man. We saw a report today as well that said that Stefan Tuitt's home has been placed on the market. Again, it's just a report. We don't know if this is fact or not, but again, that's what people do, report on reports, right? But again, my disclaimer is I don't know if this is fact. I'm just merely commenting on a report that has been put out there. So what does this mean? Have we seen the end of Stefan Tuitt as a Pittsburgh Steeler? You know, if you listen to what Keith Butler said recently on the radio, you know, he kind of said, you know, he's not sure where Stefan Tuitt is mentally. He also said this is more of a personal thing that maybe he's not as privy to, or maybe that's just a way of him not leaking information. However, it is very interesting, man, that again, we understand what happened with Stefan Tuitt. You know, my heart goes out to him, you know, losing his brother the way that he did. That has to be taxing. I'm not going to attack his character. I've seen some very disgraceful things out there, and who knows, maybe there'll be some disgraceful comments on this video, but I saw some very tasteless comments about, you know, so what? You know, his brother died and he should have been able to get over it and come back. And they were comparing it to the Presley Harvin situation. And I'm like, come on, man, that is very, very insensitive and unnecessary. I'm not going to ask somebody to grieve a certain way. I'm not going to comment on how someone should or shouldn't grieve. You have no idea what type of effect this may have had on Stefan Tuitt. So I understand that. However, it also makes you look at it differently. You know, maybe football isn't for him anymore. You never know. You never know. I don't think it has anything to do with the Steelers, because it's not like the Steelers, in my opinion, has done anything wrong to him. He's been a starter, you know, in the times that he's played. So maybe it's literally a football thing and maybe he's moving on from it. Who knows? We'll see. So it's going to be very interesting, man, if Stefan Tuitt is actually selling his home and he plans to leave Pittsburgh. Again, we don't know the reason why he's selling the home. Who knows? But it's something to think about, given the fact that he never did return, okay, and they never classified it as a season-ending injury as far as his knee. It was more so personal related. It makes you wonder where his head at and if we will see him as a Pittsburgh Steeler again. And the interesting thing I saw on the report, now again, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I saw a report that said if he were to retire or if he got cut, then it would be a $9.7 million dead money hit against the cap. And I wasn't aware, again, I don't know the rules, but I wasn't aware that the dead money would happen if someone retired. I kind of feel like that shouldn't be an organization's fault if you retire. Now, of course, if you cut them, yes, but maybe some of you guys know more than me. That just seems a little strange. It seems a little messed up, man, if that is the case, that someone can retire and still stick you with money, unless it's fully guaranteed. But even with that, I feel like if you retire, there should be some type of give and take. You know, I don't know. But those are the quick things I just wanted to talk about today, man. And like I said, man, if you guys enjoy this type of content, man, just something to keep us engaged, man, as we, you know, slow period is approaching. You know, hopefully, you know, we'll get to free agency very quick and we'll have more to talk about there and the draft, et cetera, et cetera. But there you have it, guys. My first report, if you will, of the off season for 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed. So again, like I said, man, share your comments. Definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. I look forward to interacting with you guys, but more so look forward to seeing you guys interact with each other. All right, well, before I get out of here, I'm going to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button if you like the video, cut on your notifications, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.